Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. I'm at Game On Expo in Phoenix. They've got a huge arcade set up in this area here by the vendor's room. And what I'm looking for today is retro arcades. That's what I'm going to be pointing out. There's a lot of pinball machines, big arcade machines, but we're going to look for the retro titles. They've got some stuff here that I didn't expect to see. Some rarities, some popular titles, some awesome stuff. So let's check it out. There's a surprising number of Japanese arcade cabs here, but let's check out Zaxxon. $650 for sale. Joystick has a little wear on it, but you know, as does this, but you know, that can be refurbished. And hey, if it plays well, that's the main thing. Zaxxon was a mind blower growing up as a kid. Seeing this machine for the first time, the graphics just blew me away. It looked so much more advanced than any other shooter at the time. Street Fighter Anniversary Edition there, a little two-player fighting action. Pretty awesome. For sale, $1,500. Magic Sword is not powered up. That's not one you see very often. Bonnet Commando. A lot of you guys are familiar with the NES version, and I know a lot of you guys know that the NES version has some major differences. Let me know in the comments. Show me your gamer cred. I'd love to see that. Some candy cabs here from Sega. Pretty awesome to see. Here's Guilty Gear. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the PlayStation version, the original PlayStation version. As we round the corner here, we got some more candy cabs and Defender. Guys, this was a mind blower when it came out. Look at all those buttons. May not look like much today, but this was just stunning back in the day as far as the difficulty level and how many buttons there were. Reverse, Smart Bomb, Hyperspace, Thrust, Fire. You know, for a lot of us that were used to like one button games and that kind of thing, one joystick or whatever, it was kind of a head scratcher, kind of a mind blower. Hey, there I am. But anyway, yeah, Defender, one of the greatest side-scrolling shooters of all time, and definitely an early pick in that genre. First side-scrolling shooter, perhaps? Battletoads, guys. I know a lot of you have played Battletoads on the NES. Perhaps some of you have never even seen the arcade version. Hey, there I am again. These are very reflective arcade cabs. So yeah, I got some three-player action there. Zitz, Rash, and Pimple. That's extremely cool. Don't see this arcade cab that often. And Raiden, one of the greatest vertical shooters of all time. I remember getting my long box copy of Raiden for the PS1 back in the day at GameStop. Just a phenomenal, there I am again, phenomenal vertical scrolling shooter, just with dynamic action, incredible power-ups, two-player simultaneous action, amazing. Strider, you guys remember Strider on the PS1? And it had like Strider and Strider 2 in one package, and it had the opposite game on the opposite disc. Very confusing, but yeah, great hack and slash game, one of the all-time greats. So cool to see that arcade cab here, so awesome. 1942, another influential and awesome vertical shooter. I know a lot of you guys were disappointed with the NES port of 1942, but then 1943 sort of redeemed itself on the NES, and the game is famous for having the loop feature where you can fly out of harm's way. Pretty awesome there. And Q*bert, my daughter has discovered the greatness of Q*bert. We've been playing that game together and having a lot of fun with it. I remember my buddy Gilbert DeLuna in high school really loved Q*bert, and man, this dude at putt-putt, he could play seemingly forever. He was so good at the game. Such a fun, awesome game. Holds up extremely well today. Still very challenging and fun. And of course, Galaga. Galaga is the only arcade cab I actually have in my collection. In my game room, it's the only arcade, you know, I have a ton of consoles and all that, but it's the only arcade game I have, and I still play it every once in a while. Great stuff. Obviously one of the all-time great fixed screen shooters. Gauntlet 2, and they actually have 4 players here. That's exceptional. Be a kind of a tight fit with 4 players around this cab, but so cool to see. I remember when the first Gauntlet came out, and it was really the first 4-player game a lot of people had seen outside of the 2600 or whatever at the time. You know, it's just extremely cool to see at the arcades. You got Miss Pac-Man, some of the greatest intro music ever. I love that. And I do actually sing that intro from time to time with different words, so you'll have to ask my wife about that. Pretty cringy, I know. But yeah, Miss Pac-Man, so great. Even better than the original Pac-Man with the the better Ghost AI and 4 different mazes and all that. Centipede, I've told you guys a million times, this is my wife's favorite arcade game of all time, but perhaps you're new to the channel and hadn't heard that before, and great choice. It is exceptional. I like Millipede as well. Xevious, the first vertical scroller where you could shoot airborne and ground-based targets. And again, just another great vertical shooter. If you're a vertical shooter fan, Game On really came through this year. Pretty sweet. Gauntlet Legends, oh man, I played the heck out of this on my PlayStation. Another great 4-player game. Yeah, so we're covered with 4-player action at this show, 2-player action, and like I mentioned before, vertical shooters. So cool. Over here, we've got Star Wars Trilogy Arcade. I'm on board with any Star Wars game. I mean, am I right? Great stuff. And Turbo Outrun. Man, guys, Outrun is just such a fun and intuitive racer. And I love, when they wreck and tumble out of the car. So great, so much fun. Super Street Fighter 2, the new challenge. Another great fighting game. Shinobi, one of the greatest hack and slash games of all time. A lot of you guys have played this on the Master System. Such a phenomenal game. Even got the voice effects. So very cool. Yeah, I love me some Shinobi for sure. Killer Instinct. A lot of you guys played that on the Super Nintendo. Maybe you haven't seen the arcade cab in a while. Always fun seeing that here. Another 2-player game. Pretty sweet. Lupin, Jiggin. Let me know in the comments what game this is. The shooting. Pretty cool. And on this other side, we've got NBA Jam, voiced by my good buddy Tim Kitzrow. Really brought arcade basketball into the forefront with its awesome 2-on-2 action and crazy slam dunks and pretty girls there. But just with all the crazy characters, there he is, Tim Kitzrow, voicing NBA Jam. Does such a great job, and he's gotten work recently doing NFL slot machines, voice work for NFL slot machines, which is cool. A lot of you guys associate WrestleMania with consoles, but hey, they got the arcade version here, which is cool. Again, more 2-player action. A lot of 2- and 4-player games here. Rampage World Tour, designed by my good buddy Brian F. Collin. Always cool to see him at conventions. Boy, they got that one cranked up. Sweet. Area 51, Maximum Force. Another 2-player game, a little light gun shooting action. All right, Killer Instinct in action. Such a cool game, so much fun. And yeah, that about wraps it up, guys. They've got these Sega candy cabs over here, a big couple of rows of them. But yeah, just looking at the retro arcades at Game On. Pretty great to see this stuff out here in nice playable condition, set on free play for the convention. Super Monkey Ball, so cool. Or just Monkey Ball, one of my daughter's favorite games on the GameCube, Super Monkey Ball. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Game On Expo, if you went this year, and what your favorite retro arcade you saw in this video is. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We will talk to you in another video.